A little bit more on the Epstein story. We have some news that probably when this is being uploaded, the dinner will be happening right now, about a wild dinner that's taking place. JD Vance at his residence, there it is, and top officials to discuss the Epstein strategy. And what we already know as to what's floating around that's going to be discussed at this dinner is pretty bonkers. Let me play this from Caitlin Collins' show that we'll discuss further.
We have some breaking news this hour as sources are telling CNN that top Trump administration officials are going to meet tomorrow night at the vice president's residence, where we are told that the main focus is going to be the administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, as well as the need to present a unified front. That meeting is going to include White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, the Vice President, of course, JD Vance, Attorney General Pam Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel, and the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who recently sat down with Ghislaine Maxwell. CNN reported earlier that the administration is weighing whether or not to release an audio recording or a transcript of that interview that he did with Maxwell last month. And tonight, sources say that there have also been internal discussions about what exactly Blanche's next step could be, including holding a press conference or doing a high-profile interview, possibly with someone like Joe Rogan. Though I should note those conversations.
So this is an emergency. We can't get the story to go away. Let's finally meet and figure out what we're going to do. And kind of a crazy revelation out of this is that they're considering, do we release the audio? And I didn't even know, we didn't know for sure, was there audio of that interview between Ghislaine Maxwell and Todd Blanche? They should. Now, we already know that if she has one iota of sense in her own self-interest, she's not going to say a peep about Trump because she's trying to court Trump for a pardon or for some form of clemency. But still, hearing it would be obviously interesting. But there's audio. And you heard at the end there, Trump aides plan to plead with Joe Rogan to end Epstein crisis. So they're like, what are we going to do? One of the things I guess they're going to talk about at the dinner is, do we do a Joe Rogan interview and try to settle things there? And this is a crisis. They're having a crisis dinner to figure out we thought we could just wait our way out of this controversy, but that's not working. So yeah, top Trump officials will discuss Epstein's strategy at Wednesday dinner hosted by Vance. And then you have James Comer issuing subpoenas for full Epstein files to DOJ, and then is demanding depositions from the Clintons. But look at the list of people that he's subpoenaing. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Merrick Garland, Bill Barr, Alberto Gonzalez, Jeff Sessions, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, James Comey, Robert Mueller. Notably, Trump's not on that list. Notably, the prosecutor who negotiated Epstein's sweetheart deal is not on that list. Who was Trump's former labor secretary? So the guy responsible for the sweetheart deal, he's not on it. But we're going to get the Clintons, which if there's anything to find out about the Clintons, I want to find it out too. I don't care if they're Democrats. But you do care if they're Republicans, obviously. You have Virginia Giuffre's family responding to news of this meeting, saying, we understand that Vice President JD Vance will hold a strategy session this evening at his residence with administration officials. Missing from this group is, of course, any survivor of the vicious crimes of convicted perjurer and sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. And they've been just repeatedly, and they go on to say this, expressing their disgust, understandably, with that seeming deal made with Ghislaine Maxwell to transfer her to the minimum security prison. They are doing this because it won't go away. There was a Washington Post report, though, just kind of round this out, saying that in the right-wing media world, it has quieted down a little bit. It's not gone, but it's quieted down. So I'm worried they might come to the conclusion, hey, it's already kind of starting to quiet down. Let's just keep playing this weird game where we all have different stories and Trump makes it worse every single time. And let's just continue forward with that. Now, a candidate for governor in California made an ad that's all about Trump's Epstein connections. And to understand the pretext of it, it kind of is a response to this ad that the Trump campaign ran a bunch against Kamala.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
By the way, click the subscribe button if you appreciate this show. It's free. You just bop it, and then you're helping us algorithmically.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender. inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Yeah, so the policy that was being referenced there, by the way, was in the law on the books under Trump too. So if you have a problem with it, you would have to be mad at him too, which was a point that was made. But regardless, whatever, it did end up being an effective ad and apparently made a big difference, shockingly, in the election, given that is not a niche issue. It's not a niche of a niche issue. It's a niche of a niche of a niche issue. And that's swaying. All right. Who the hell cares? I can't apparently convince anyone of anything. But then someone did an ad that said they're Trump's for they, them, like Ghislaine and Epstein, and he's for you. And this is Stephen Klubeck, a billionaire who's running for governor in California.
Can you tell us about their friendship?
It's laughable that it wasn't a good friendship, if not his best friend.
It's been reported that Trump invited Epstein to his wedding.
Weddings are super close friends and family. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the conservative media is shocked.
We also found this photo of Donald Trump with two of his children talking to Jeffrey Epstein.
Were some of the workers that were taken from you young women?
The answer is yes.
Trump is for they, them. Stephen Klubeck is for you.
That's good. That's funny. I get it. That's good. Sorry, I zoned out completely. Totally, I'm out. I'm done. Goodbye. This has to be it. Okay, one of those days. I appreciate all of you so much. That is the show, actually. And if you're a podcast listener, please do rate and review, and I'll talk to you all next time.